All right, folks. I wanted to make a really quick video because there was a particular incident at the range this past weekend that kind of got me thinking about a particular topic that while it is very common to me and kind of second nature to me, I figured I would bring it up and talk about it. And that is the issue of should you clean your guns, brand new guns, before you go and shoot them, right? Um, and also maintenance schedules in general. So, um, oftentimes, a lot of people will think that, hey, I have this brand new gun that I just bought, and they pull it out of the box, they pull it out of the plastic wrap, whatever, and they see, oh man, the factory has already put this lubrication on it, or they think, oh, it's a brand new gun, it should work just fine right out of the box, right? I vehemently disagree with this mentality because, personally, to me, you should clean every single new gun that you get to you. Every single gun that you're operating that is new to you, or you have received from somebody else, either as like a gift or something, or you bought it new from the store, or you bought it used from the store, like a pawn shop or something, you should always, 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 always disassemble them, field strip, and do proper maintenance as if you had just shot that pistol, firearm, whatever. You should absolutely field strip it, clean it, take it apart, relube it properly in the way that you are comfortable and familiar with, and then go shoot it. Absolutely, for no reason do I think that you should take a brand new firearm and take it out to the range and expect it to work 100%. I don't agree with that. I don't. And a very, very good example of that was there was a particular gentleman at the range who had a brand new to him and also brand new from the factory, a DSA FAL, like super shorty, like SBR version. I think it was like a 10.5 inch barrel or something like that. Really, really short barrel FAL. And it was brand new out of the box. The guy had never shot this before. The gun's never been shot before. Brand new gun. But it had the factory lube, I guess, on it, factory oil on it, which is really more of a preservative than it is a lubricant, to be honest. And this dude was having nothing but jams, double feeds, failure to extract, failure to feed, all of these issues. He could not get more than 2 rounds in a magazine before the gun jammed, and he could not understand and figure out why. He's like, man, this gun's a piece of shit. I literally just bought it, and all it can do is jam. Wow, this sucks. And of course, every single, shall we say, older gentleman on the range was like, well, it's got an adjustable gas system. Did you mess with the gas system on FAL? And of course, that was not the issue because the dude was running it basically bone dry out of the box. And I'm just sitting here okay, dude, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking to myself, like, dude, there's something wrong with this gun, and it's probably on you. And sure enough, after he had taken 30 45 minutes of just, I can't figure out what's wrong, he decided to actually lube it up with a little bit of like CLP or something that he just had in his bag, and then it worked perfectly, like no issues. He was going through like 20 round mags, just boom 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 boom, no problems. So that brings up the point that in a lot of cases with a lot of manufacturers, when you get a brand new gun out of the box, the lube that you see on there is not a lubricant, that is a preservative to make sure the firearm does not rust during storage, transit, or anything else, or wherever else that gun is going to sit. Because in a lot of cases with these brand new guns, they don't immediately just go to you. They usually sit either in a warehouse, they're sitting in transit somewhere, they're sitting at the local gun store that you're buying it from. It may be sitting there for months, even years on end, and God knows what kind of conditions. So the manufacturer has to ensure that the gun obviously maintains its newness, so to speak, while sitting in the box in a not temperature controlled, not humidity controlled environment, ideal to preserving a firearm. So they need to make sure that what they're using on the gun is going to preserve it until it gets sold and ultimately ends up in the hands of the end user. This is not to be mistaken for actual lubrication that you should put on your actual firearms as if you were doing normal maintenance. this feels so second nature to me because I've done this for so long, but for a lot of people it's not very obvious, and they assume that well, it's new out of the box, it should just work. And there's a half truth to that. While a weapon should be able to work under adverse conditions and reasonably, work under little maintenance, for the most part, a lot of these guns are they're just plain going to have issues if you run them dry like that right out of the box. They just are. And that goes for all manufacturers that I've worked with and owned firearms with. It's not a quality of manufacturing. It's not a QC thing for the most part. It is simply the fact that these guns need to be cleaned, they need to be lubed, they need to take all that factory grease and stuff off of the gun, and you need to put your own stuff on it to ensure that it works properly. Another reason why I say this is if you do actually encounter issues at the range, you can kind of like narrow it down to, is it because the gun is brand new? Does it have a break-in period? Or is it simply the fact that it's been running dry? Is it the magazines? Is it the ammo you're using? Is it a manufacturing defect, right? So when you eliminate that variable and you clean the gun yourself before you even take it out, and you lube it up properly and you maintain it properly, you can eliminate that variable and say to yourself, okay, maybe it's something else with the gun, right? You can kind of narrow it down and troubleshoot your weapon correctly to ensure that A, you know what you're doing, and two, finding out the root cause of the issues that you may be having. So I believe it is absolutely imperative that you take apart, field strip, clean your weapons before you take them out to the range. Do not expect weapons to work 100% out of the box. I hate it when people do that because then they go to the range and they have all these issues and they're like, oh man, this gun's a piece of shit because it's brand new out of the box and I'm having all these issues, blah, blah, blah. Maintain your weapons properly, lube them correctly, and I guarantee like 90, well, maybe not 90, but 80 to 90% of the issues that you're going to have with your particular weapon system is going to be corrected due to proper maintenance. Now, maybe I should do a video myself on how I do my weapon maintenance, because like I posted in my other video with the Rock Island Armory 1,000 round, I don't know want to call it test, but 1,000 round count with this. I have had literally 0 malfunctions, 0 problems of any kind, because I had maintained this weapon properly, used proper magazines, used good ammunition, no issues. But I guarantee you there's somebody out there, and maybe you've seen it yourself too, that has bought a Rock Island Armory pistol and has been like, oh man, this thing just jams all the time, it's not very accurate, it just doesn't work for me, it's not working very well, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you 80 to 90% of that is due to improper maintenance, improper magazine, bad ammunition selection, so on and so forth. But I just figured I would bring this point up because for all the reasons I listed before, I just plain don't believe in taking a brand new weapon out to the range before you service it yourself. Maintain your weapons, clean them properly, lube them properly, clean them often. And in fact, most times what I do is I will clean them pretty much immediately after I go to the range, or maybe the day after. Keep your weapons clean, lubricate them properly, and you will reduce the amount of malfunctions and problems that you have with your weapons dramatically. Straight up, I guarantee that. There have been so many cases where friends have come to me with issues with their weapons, and they for the life of them cannot figure out what is going wrong with this, how can you fix it? And then when I take the gun apart, it is absolutely filthy, or it is like bone dry, like crazy dry. So yeah, the point is, clean your weapons, lubricate them properly, and you will heavily reduce the amount of malfunctions and problems that you have with your weapon systems. Simple as that. So anyway, that's what I had to say about that, and I just figured I would bring you guys an anecdote, something that's been on my mind that I've been thinking about a while, because I keep seeing this problem, and it's not very obvious to most people who are maybe new to the gun scene, who assume something should work right out of the box. For me, I've been in the gun scene so long, I've been shooting for so long, it's second nature to me, but I figure I would bring it up anyways. So, anywho, I will probably do a at the very least, like a 1911 or AR-15 maintenance video on how I maintain my weapons, so maybe someone else can pick up on that later and apply that to their own weapon systems and maybe see a big uptick and increase in their guns' reliability. So, anywho, that's all I gotta say about that, and we'll see you next time.